V Shadowheart from hookahhelper.com, and this is the Hookah Wench. And today we're going to review my...
That's not fair. It's supposed to be the Hookah cheerleader.
Okay, I like the Hookah cheerleader. That'll work. She can be the Hookah cheerleader. Today we're going to review the Fumo F4 that I got for Hookah Helper's birthday from Fumo Designs.
Must be great to have birthday and have to give people gifts.
It is a badass hookah. I should go into a lot more detail. The way all the connections are ground glass, which gives them almost like really fine sandpaper texture, but it also means that they all fit together tighter than any glass fittings I've ever seen.
Without grommets.
Yeah, no grommets anywhere, top to bottom. The only real metal is that tray at the top. We're pretty sure that this spiral is just plastic and doesn't even have metal in it. So literally, the only metal is the tray on top and eventually the wind cover. It is a wonderful hookah. Smokes wonderfully. I was skeptical about the tray being on top, because we've used those hookah screens, those cheap crappy screens, and they're never any good. But that tray works wonderful. You have to try hard to burn it. Yeah, I mean, it smokes pretty perfectly. What do you like about it?
And whenever you do burn it, it doesn't take as long to fix.
I really like the fact that it purges completely. You should show that.
Yeah, check out the purge. One breath.
And you can see the base is now crystal clear. I love the fact that the stem comes with the diffuser built into it, so it's always very quiet. Super easy to clean, and you can see that you actually have it clean. Unlike a KM or something where you're digging through it with a brush and you're still not sure you got it all clean, you can see for sure exactly how clean it is, and it's real easy to dry.
And if you're like me and you do the smoking and you let your wife do the cleaning, then you know when she's got the stem clean or not. Because like my KM, I mean, it's huge, and you have to look all down it and everything, and then you find out one day that she tried to pull a fast one. And with this, you know, you can always see that it's just clean, because if it's not, it'll show you. It'll get little bits of brown shisha juice on the inside, and just where the condensation and everything is built up. But really, I've smoked on KMs, Sahara smoke hookahs, and some cheap Chinese ones.
And Mayans.
And I have a Maya, and none of them smoke quite like the Fumo. I don't know if it's the unique combination of the tray and the way it heats that is different than normal ones, but it just feels so much smoother. I mean, even when it was harsh, when we burned it yesterday, I received it yesterday from Fumo Designs, and I spent yesterday toying with it and experimenting, learning how many coals, all of that, so that the review today would be good. And even when we harshed it, even when we burned it, it wasn't nearly as harsh as if I had done it in another hookah.
And it didn't take near as long to clear it out.
Yeah, sometimes when you burn it, the whole bowl is ruined. I think so far we've smoked a Sahara smoke flavor, some Tangiers, and you guys have what going on?
This
Fumari?
is Fumari, yeah.
Very versatile. It's accepted all the shishas. The only downside that I can see to the whole thing is it is so fragile. Cleaning out that bowl, I swear if I squeeze too hard it's going to break. It feels like it's made out of a wine glass.
The bowl is very thin, but I assume that's to help with the heat transfer and everything, getting the bowl good and hot. And when you go to change shishas out, even after you pull those coals off, you got to wait a good 15 minutes because that bowl is still nice and warm.
Oh yeah. like it, what I like, I think the most is out of all the hookahs we've smoked flavors out of, this one you get the flavor strongly.
Yeah,
You get
the
it
flavor's
very
really
well.
strong.
It doesn't seem like it would ghost quite like some of the other hookahs.
And I know this is going to sound really, really gay, and it's not meant that way, but something about that mouthpiece is very, very pleasant. It's
all glass.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean,
and you can always make sure it's clean too.
I've got a Namor, and some of you have seen the Cobra head I made for it, and I normally use a new hose, but me and Smokey Void were even talking, because I think even if I was going to smoke out of somebody else's hookah, I think I'd take this hose and just find a grommet that would allow it to work, because I'm such a fan of this mouthpiece.
And you could just see how easy those connections fit together. No grommets, nothing.
Yeah, no jamming it in there like I have to with my KM to get it to sit.
And it is very airtight. If you look closely, when he purges it, you can see the water go up the stem just a little bit.
Yeah, my wife was trying to make a hookah volcano yesterday. She didn't realize that, this big old chamber here, it's not going to happen, but you can watch check it out. I don't know if you can see that down stem or not.
Here, let me zoom in on it. Yeah. The camera won't zoom. You can see it.
And it's tight. We should call this the Virgin Hookah, because it is very, very tight.
I'm a definite big fan of it. I'm hoping that I don't have to break out those metal hookahs. I love the fact that you never have to worry about rust. It is so easy to clean. You can tell that it's clean. It gives you a fresh, clean flavor every time. We must have smoked probably 6 or 7 different flavors out of it so far, and you can't taste any of the other flavors anytime.
The hose hasn't even ghosted. I mean, we can be done smoking. I can blow the hose out and inhale, and can't even taste the last 10 bowls we smoked in the hose, and it hasn't been washed yet. So far, another upside that people haven't pointed out is if you fall in love with the Fumo brand like I did, they've got like the F4 marked on here, they've got Fumo written on the vase here, and then actually on the downstem there is a Fumo ground in the side of the downstem. Yeah,
I know that.
there's a Fumo ground in the side. They didn't mark it on the bowl, and I think they should have marked it on the mouthpiece. I think that would have been really cool to have a big Fumo right across there.
And the acid etching that they use to do
It's
that's
not
really
acid
cool.
etched, it's ground.
It's perfect too.
It was
just
ground
there.
with a bit or something.
It looks like acid etching.
But I do want to tell you guys that Fumo is awesome. I mean, I was contacting Mark about it, that I think he runs the place, but I was contacting him about the hookah and everything because I wanted to see about getting a second hose so that my wife or my guests could smoke with me, because I think this is going to be the only hookah we use until I cough up the money to get one of their tanks. But and he's actually sending me one as part of the prize. Happy birthday, thanks for the video, here's another hose. So I'm totally on the Fumo bandwagon. They're my favorite hookah designer.
Absolutely amazing.
In my opinion, if we had to pay for it, it would have been well worth the money.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
without
yes.
doubt.
Oh, yes.
I was telling Smokey that I was actually annoyed by how much I love the hookah, because when your Serenity inevitably breaks it, I'm going to have to cough up the money for another one.
They
Oh,
have
yeah,
replacement parts that they actually aren't badly priced. If you look, the overall setup, the price on it overall was like $230, but you can get a replacement hose, you can get a replacement bowl, a downstem, any of the pieces that you might break. I think
Wow.
even the base or lose, like the little piece in the plug, you can buy replacement parts.
One of the things that I thought was really awesome is if like your kid breaks the mouthpiece, you can just order a replacement mouthpiece to put on the hose. I thought that was really cool.
And I love the fact that it has replacement parts for all of it. If something happened and I did squeeze the bowl too hard, I can just get you a replacement one.
And there was the only flaw that we noticed in it, and that is it gets water in the hose. Normally it's not a lot.
I mean, it doesn't take much, you just tilt it up.
Yeah, just tilt it up, it runs right in. Without having to worry about your hose ports rusting and everything, it's really kind of a moot point, except it's a minor annoyance. But, or, like, if your Hookah cheerleader is wearing white, you can unpop it and dump the water out of the hose on the other end. Yeah, that's an upside sometimes. If company's wearing like a white t-shirt or something, then getting water in the hose may not be such a bad thing. And they should like it anyway because it's hookah water, so it smells good and everything. Besides, don't you want to walk around with your titties smelling like maraschino cherries or something?
Oh my goodness. Kind of like the incident yesterday.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun yesterday. We put too much water in it the first time when we were testing. I had her fill it all the way up to here. And it even pulled okay and it was fine, except it was sucking water in the hose something fierce when it was up here. And so I told her to dump some of the water out, and I grabbed the stem and just unhooked it. Nice and easy. It's a very easy process to undo any of these. I mean, I could just lift this off if I wanted to. They talk a lot about how you can pull the coals off and stir up the shisha and everything. We do that probably once or twice per bowl, and it really extends the flavor and everything. But anyway, I pulled this off so she could dump some of the water out, and she grabs a cup and goes to dump the water, and she's used to all the modern hookahs we have that have the little ball bearings and everything and the little ports, and so the water came out one of the hose ports and just dumped all in her lap, and it was great. And she had to look like she peed herself. It was wonderful.
Well, now I remember.
She then looks up and goes, "It has holes in it." Yes, yes it does.
Well, normally the stem has the hose ports and the base doesn't have anything.
Right.
And so
this one has holes in it.
Humorous.
I love it.
Yeah, we're all very much in love with this hookah.
I can't wait for you to get the second hose in the mail so that I can sit and smoke with you.
Or me.
Anyway, this is V Shadowheart and the Hookah Cheerleader from hookahhelper.com. Like I said, special thank you to Fumo Designs and Mark at Fumo. They were really awesome, and it was really cool. Did you tell Mark how you wanted to frame that letter?
Yes, Mark, I want to frame that letter because I know you're talking about me.
If you come down to Oklahoma, dude, I can hook you up, brother. It'll be great. Anyway, this is V Shadowheart. Happy smoking, guys.